Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Jake and the channel you're watching, 787 Dudes, is about planes and aviation. And in today's video, we're back with this series of rating airline liveries. And as you can probably tell from the airlines, we're doing North American Airlines. And well, I can say there's a lot of significantly less airlines in North America that you could really rate than there is South America and other continents in the world. Other than Africa, I mean, that would be like, it should just fill up the first row. But anyway, North America, and we'll start off with, just from left to right in the top row, like we did last time, with the pretty big airlines, and then moving down and as we get smaller and smaller. And as you can see, I also included Boeing on there, and I know I didn't include Airbus for, the European airlines that we did last video, but I just thought Boeing, I might as well include it because at the end of the day, it is probably one of the biggest it is, arguably one of the biggest aircraft manufacturers. And if I could go back and do the European one, I would definitely add Airbus, and Airbus would go and look amazing anyway. So let's get into the video. Okay, first off, here's American Airlines livery. And, well, you've probably seen it, many times before. That's whether if you've flown, from big airport or whatever. But you've probably seen it before, but there's your reminder anyway. And, to be honest, I really like American aircraft. Like the liveries, I think they look amazing, especially on like a 777-300. But even on like the smaller aircraft, like even a 787-8 or just even an A320, the liveries look so nice. So I think it's gonna have to go and looks amazing, because it's not like the best livery in the world, but it's up there, and it's a really good livery. So there we go. So next livery we have is Delta. So here is the Delta livery. If you have never seen a Delta aircraft before or just can't remember what they look like, and Delta liveries aren't terrible, but I think even with the special liveries are a bit not great. So overall, a Delta livery, I think it also depends on the look of the aircraft, obviously, because if it's a 737 compared to like an A350, the A350 livery looks a lot better, especially on the aircraft as well. So I think again with Delta, it's probably gonna have to go looks amazing, because it's just, I think it'd be too harsh to put it in room for improvement, because it's an okay livery. It's not terrible, it just could be better, but I think it'd be too harsh to put it in room for improvement. And United, so if you haven't seen United, or again, that's what the livery looks like. And well, I mean, I don't mind United livery, but nowhere near the best on the list. So this is going to have to definitely go in a room for improvement area, because I think it can be a bit plain. So, yeah, and then Southwest. Now, Southwest is almost like a budget airline, but everyone knows about it. So if I was to, compare Southwest to a budget airline in Europe, EasyJet. Southwest is like an EasyJet. They fly all around North America, and I think probably to South America as well. Like EasyJet, they fly all around the continent. And because of that, I think Southwest, the livery, they operate the 737. That is the only aircraft they operate, kind of like EasyJet, but they just operate the A320 family aircraft. But Southwest, I really like the livery, and I know there's so many different colours, and for some liveries that with lots of different colours. They're not really a fan of it. But this is Southwest livery anyway. And you may be able to see why I actually quite like it. Because it's not over the top, I don't think. It's a nice, like, not calm, because there is a lot going on, but it doesn't look messy. And because of that, I think it's going to have to go and can't beat it. So, next livery, Air Canada. So, Air Canada is obviously Canada's national airline, and this is what the livery looks like. And to be honest, from the front, with the little thing they've done on all the, they've added like a mask, but like they've also like, it's a weird mask, and I think it ruins the aircraft look personally. Like the old livery without the mask, it looked really nice. And actually, Air Canada liveries were by far one of the like nicest looking, but that mask does ruin it. Like that mask really ruins it. I hate the mask. Like, because I know obviously there's many aircraft out there that have masks. You know, like the 320 Neos, 321 Neos. You've also got the 350s, and you know, a couple other aircraft. But the fact is, I think what Air Canada's done with their mask and how they've made it look, it ruins the aircraft. And because of that, well, it ruins the livery, not the aircraft, obviously. And because of that, it's definitely going to have to go in room for improvement. Because it ruins the look, I think. And you may disagree with me, but for me personally, I think it just completely ruins the look of the livery. Okay, so JetBlue. And JetBlue, okay, this is what the livery looks like. And I really like JetBlue livery, to be honest. I think it's really cool livery, and I think also with like each tail is like, well, like there's so many different unique tails for the aircraft, and it's not like it's a special livery. They do have special liveries, and the special liveries look amazing. And I will do an episode on special liveries and retro liveries at the end of all the continents, like I said I would. But I really do like JetBlue. I like the airline. There's I want to fly one day, the flight from London to New York on a 321 in their mint business class. That is like on my bucket list of flights to do in the A321. But the livery itself, I think all the liveries for JetBlue never disappoint. And because of that, JetBlue is 115% going to have to go in a route. Can't beat it. Because I don't think you can. In America, North American Airlines, JetBlue definitely takes the top. And I would like to point out, I know there was an airline back in the day called North American Airlines, which made it so much harder, because with the European airlines, right, I just typed in European Airlines, like, logos, and a whole bunch of them came up, and I just went, oh yeah, have you. But because there was an airline, like, in the 70s called North American Airlines, I typed it in, and I just got that airline. It was so annoying as well. So I had to reword it, everything. So when I say North American Airlines, I mean the actual continent. The airlines in the continent, not the old airlines from like 50 years ago. Okay, Alaska Airlines. Now, this is one that I have to say a lot about, because obviously, as we know, Alaska and Hawaiian kind of like merged into one, called Alaska now. But that's why I still added Hawaiian on here, because I think it's quite important. But because of that, Alaska's liveries now, what they used to look like. Well, I'm going off a 787 here for Alaska. This is what a 787 looks like for Alaska. And then, so that's what the 787 looked like for Alaska, okay? And now, here's what the 737 looks like. And as you can see, there's a big difference. You know, because quite frankly, I really hate the 787 livery on Alaska Airlines. I really don't like it. But the 737 ones though, well, I mean, I'm not sure if it's actually changed, but the normal original 737 liveries look amazing. So, because of that, I'm going to actually, I didn't do it for the last one when we got to like Jet 2, but I'm actually going to copy that, and we're going to have 2 of these, okay? So one for the 787 and one for the 737. And 787, one is going to be the first I saw, because I actually hate it, okay? And we even add on here, you know, the 787 one, because obviously we don't want to make it look like this is the 737 one. So we'll add that there, okay? And we'll just make sure we know that's the 787 one. Alright. And I like the 787 is my favourite aircraft, and you probably all know that because, well, I mean, the channel is called 787 Dude. But the 737 one, on the other hand, an aircraft that I'm not a particular fan of, quite frankly, the 737 one is definitely by far a lot better and definitely deserves to go, you know, here. Oh, go away. We'll change that to a 3. So there we go, okay? Now we know what we mean, okay? So that is our first eyesore, and to be honest, it deserves to be in there, quite frankly, because, like I just said, it really does look horrible. So yeah, and then next up we've got Hawaiian. Now, obviously, Hawaiian is a retired airline, but I thought I would add them because they are still technically an airline just merged with Alaska, called Alaska, because all the Hawaiian 787s went to Alaska, and I really like Hawaiian liveries. Well, I really liked the Hawaiian livery. But was it look amazing? It was okay. Not meh. Definitely can't beat it, because, like, you know, JetBlue easily beats Hawaiian liveries. But, to be honest, I think it could probably go, you know, at the back here and room for improvement. Because it's not the best, but it's not horrible, if that makes sense. And quickly, because I forgot to show you, this is the Hawaiian livery. So it's not terrible, like I said, but yeah, it's definitely going in room for improvement. Alright, next one is Breeze. Now, some of you might actually never heard of Breeze before, but this is what the livery looks like. And I really, really like this livery, actually. And I know it's a small airline, they operate in Braille 190s, I'm pretty sure it's 90 anyway. But I really, really like the livery. I really love the colour the colour scheme and everything. And because of that, I think it's definitely going to go and I can't beat it. And we've had so many today. I mean, like, look, it's just 3, 3, 3, 3 down here. But yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth going in there. And Aero Mexico. Now, this is Aero Mexico's livery. And I think it's just a bit plain. There's nothing exciting about the livery. It's just an average, normal livery. And because of that, I think it's just going to go meh. Because room for improvement, I mean, to be honest, you can say that about any livery from in these 3 columns, room for improvement, because that's what it means. But this is like breaking down room for improvement, you know, like more. yeah, it's just, I think Mexico is just, there's nothing exciting, doesn't pop out in your face. Just like Air Transit, to be honest. And now Air Transit, for you that don't know, is the Canadian budget airline. And this is what the livery looks like. And again with Aeromexico, it's just a bit plain. Like, again, no pun intended. But it really is just basic and boring. But it's not an eyesore, it's just basic and boring. So it earns its spot into the meh category, which is already being filled up by 2. Okay, another Spirit, another, kind of slightly retired airline, I guess, from a couple of weeks now. And to be honest, yellow isn't my favourite colour, okay? I think yellow really depends what other colours go with it. And the yellow and black did look really nice. So it wasn't a bad livery. Definitely didn't look amazing. But I think the Spirit livery, I mean, you've probably seen it on the news because you've probably heard, about the news. But this is what the livery looks like. And it's nothing amazing. And obviously, I say room for improvement. I mean, they can't really improve, can they? But that's where it's going to go. So, 2 retired airlines, they can't improve anything because they don't fly anymore. But still, Frontier Airlines. And I actually haven't seen Frontier Airlines, a livery, in a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly look at Frontier Airlines livery, just to see actually if I like it or not. Okay, so after looking at a Frontier Airlines livery, this is what it looks like. Okay, and well, to be completely honest with you, I think there's just way too much going on, and it actually looks really ugly. And in my opinion, is an eyesore. So it's gonna go in there, eyesore, because it just doesn't look nice. There's, the tail, got some weird animal on it. Well, it's just got an animal on it, but the big white, over across the aircraft on the 320CO just makes it look so bad. So that's where it's going to go, in eyesore. And WestJet. Now, like with Frontier, I haven't actually seen a WestJet aircraft in a long time. So I'm going to actually look at a WestJet aircraft quickly and see if I like it or not. Okay. Again, like I just said, I've looked at both, and to be honest, WestJet is again kind of like a budget-ish airline of Canada. If I was to describe it, it'd more be like a TUI of North America. I mean, they operate the same aircraft. And the livery is it's okay. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, don't get me wrong. It's actually quite a cool-ish livery. But it doesn't look amazing. But it's not that bad. So I think it's going to have to go into room for improvement. So this is what the WestJet livery looks like. And yeah, it's not bad. It's not terrible, it's not bad. But personally, I think definitely a room for improvement, which we're seeing a little trend here, is that room for improvement normally does get the most. Now, an Allegiant. This is what an Allegiant livery looks like, and I hate it. I'm just going to put it out there. I hate the livery. I think the livery reminds me of a Jet 2 old livery, and I don't like that livery. And it actually really is an eyesore. I really don't like the livery. And because of that, there it goes, in eyesore. And Boeing. So obviously Boeing isn't really an airline, but they that make the airliners or, you know, commercial aircraft, the good type of aircraft. And like I said at the start of the video, I added it in because it is a major aircraft manufacturer, and actually I would say owns, but has produced every single one of these Boeing aircraft for every single airline in the world, which is insane. You think about that. So because of that, Boeing livery have improved over the years, just like with Airbus, and the liveries now actually look wonderful, especially the tails. The tails are beautiful, just like the rest of the livery. And I think that you can't beat a Boeing livery. And like I said before, I know Boeing's not an airline, but they do make the aircraft. They manufacture the aircraft. And the liveries for like the house livery for the aircraft, the ones that Boeing keep and own and stuff and maintain, the liveries are amazing. And I don't think you can beat a Boeing livery any day. So yeah, that is it really. That is our I guess review done. So that's 2 done. So next we'll do the South America one, where this hopefully will all be filled. Will all be filled up. I mean, I can already think. Now we've got Azul, Latam, what other ones have you got? Actually, maybe not. Maybe it might not be filled up, actually. Don't know. We'll have to see, won't we? But that's that one done. You know, we have 2, we have 4, can't beat it. 3 look amazing. 5, room for improvement. 2 meh, and 3 eyesores. And, if we go through them, the eyesores, obviously got the Alaska 787, that looks terrible. We've got the Frontier and the Allegiant, you know, the Jet 2 of North America. Then in there, we've got Aeromexico and Air Transit. There's just nothing that pops, nothing exciting about those liveries. And then next, in room for improvement, you've got United, Air Canada, purely because of just the little mask, the little lines on the mask they've added on. It looks horrid. Hawaiian Airlines, you know, they're not good enough to go one step further. Spirit, because I don't mind the livery. Well, I mean, they don't fly anymore anyway, but I didn't mind the livery. But it's just, there's nothing special, really. And then WestJet, because, the same with kind of like Hawaiian and stuff. The livery is okay, just not good enough to go one step higher. And then next, in Look Amazing, we've got American Airlines, Delta, and Alaska 737. Because, well, it sums it up, they really do look amazing. And then finally, in Can't Beat It, you've got Southwest, JetBlue, Breeze, and the Boeing House livery. Because, like with the rest, they are the best liveries. And so that is today's video done. And yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I didn't get a video done last week. I've been getting ready for DV, and I've been doing some Star Wars stop motions. So I've been quite busy. But I really do see you guys like this reviews. Or, you know, I've been seeing the views, and actually it's been going quite well. So I'll obviously definitely continue on with this series. And at the end, after we've done Asia, because that will be the last one, and also the biggest one, we will then do, all the top scorers, so like all the can't beat it's for every week, well, every continent. We'll go head to head and we'll see what the best livery in the world is. Then after that, we can do special liveries, retro liveries, all the cool liveries that obviously that aren't the airline's usual ones. So it'd be unfair to compare other airlines to other airlines using some special liveries and some, the normal livery. So that's it for today's video then, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, I enjoyed rating it. I mean, don't see how, but I did. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to next week's because it will be South America one. And then after, we'll do Africa, which probably won't have a lot as well. But that's fine. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week and see you later. Bye.